Hello my yogi friends, my name is Natasha. Welcome to Power Yoga Creative Sequence Flow. Today we are doing a ladder style flow, so we will be doing a pretty extensive warm-up and then 4 sections of a ladder. So that means that first section will repeat 4 times by the end, more repetition than normal. Fun sequencing, opportunities for a little arm balance transition at the end, but I will cue that first in a seated position so you don't have to fly at all. Pretty fun that way too. We are starting prone, that is belly down today. And if you'd like to gather up some props, water, towel, or blanket for some extra cushioning, and maybe some yoga blocks, we are moving around the mat. I'm gonna try to cue right and left the regular way as I'm facing a little bit behind you so you can get that back side view and you'll be able to follow hopefully a little better. You can leave in the comments which direction you like to follow along in a YouTube class, sideways, diagonal, forward. I'm always trying to find the best way to help you out. All right, meet me in prone position for a warm up and some breath work. Come down onto your belly. You're going to make a little forehead pillow by stacking one hand over the other and just dropping in. If it's more comfortable to just bring your face or forehead to the mat, you can do that as well. Softening into the forehead, the eyebrows, the jaw, the tongue. Allow your spine to soften, your hips to melt. And just let go of your morning or your day here. Preparing yourself for the work ahead by coming into just a moment of stillness and some deepening of the breath. As you arrive into your space, let's let go of distractions, of judgment and expectations on your body. And setting that intention to move intuitively, listen to your body throughout the practice, push yourself when you can, and modify when you need to. Of course, you can always repeat the classes here, which is the beautiful thing. So if you're a little bit lost or need to just move a little slower or modify, maybe you'll build up to pushing yourself a little harder and flowing a little smoother in the future. All right, so let's start to focus on some deep breaths. Inhale through the nose. Big sigh out the mouth. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a big sigh out. Imagine you are letting go of stale air in the body, any negative energy. And then perhaps changing that breath to Ujjayi pranayama breathing, inhaling, and now exhaling through the nose. You start to feel a vibration or restriction on the back of the throat, and the exhale starts to sound like the wind or the ocean. At the bottom of the breath, you're going to start to pull the belly towards the spine, knit the ribs, and engage your core. And on the inhale, feel this big expansive balloon filling up the belly, sides, and back of the body. So it's a stretch and a surrender as you engage into your deep core muscles. Expanding, bringing in new energy, and then engaging on your surrender, pulling the belly in, suctioning in through your midline. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and start to walk up onto the elbows, pulling yourself into a soft Sphinx pose. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears, starting to gaze forward. A little bit of engagement in the glutes. Trying to pull the elbows and mat backwards to shine that heart forward. And then let's drop the head heavy here, stretching into the back of the neck and rolling your ear from shoulder to shoulder. Letting gravity lengthen that cervical spine. And then lift the heart again, gaze up, take a gaze to the right and to the left of you. Perfect. We're gonna swing our elbows out, drop down, pull your hands by your chest, and then just lift into these baby cobra lifts. Keep the back engaged, squeeze your back of the shoulders and into the glutes and hamstrings, and only lift as high as it feels good in the back, and then lower back down. Let's take your right ear to the mat, stretching into the neck again, and then your palms slide up and down, shoulders are heavy, big breath here. Big sigh out. And then gaze forward, let's lift into the back muscles. Little baby locust, squeezing and lifting our hands and our legs, trying to get the thighs off the mat. And then drop into your left ear, shoulders fall heavy, palms are up. You can wiggle those fingers. Big breath into the back. And sigh out. All right, we're gonna press up back into that Sphinx pose. This time adding a little triceps, little lifting arms, lifting your elbows, squeezing the back of your arms. A few times here, little Sphinx push-ups. Lift and lower. Try to only straighten the elbows if your back feels good there. Squeeze the back of the arms. A couple more. Lift and lower. And lift and lower. Okay, slide your right arm lateral of your shoulder. That's outside the right side of your mat. Left hand slides back. Elbow up like a wing back here. We're going to hamstring curl our left heel in, bend the knee, and then flip. Left toes towards right fingers, right shoulder externally rotating, and head is just heavy on the mat, right above your ear. And explore that. Try to lift your knee, draw your toes towards your fingers, squeeze your back muscles, stretch your quad and hip flexor. And then we're going to stack our feet. Use your top left arm to tricep press away. So we're going to lift and try to straighten the elbow, and then that right arm is going to thread through the open space for a spinal twist. Bend your knees up towards your hip height and open up your left arm. Now we're in a spinal twist. Your chest is up, your gaze is towards that left arm. Take a breath here. Subtle wiggling and movements to just find your expression of the pose. You're getting deeper with each exhale, with each breath. Let's go back and forth through that. So your left hand pulls back. You use that tricep to lift your right side off the mat, and then you take the right arm back to the right side. You lift your left toes, swing them back. So we have that scorpion twist. You could straighten your right knee or keep it bent and double stag. And then we zip our knees together, straighten your left elbow, carefully lift your right arm and thread it under the left through the open space and open to your spinal twist. Kind of a fun transition there using your triceps. One more breath here, and then we'll just do a few of those tricep push-ups. Bring your left hand down. You could take your right arm and swing it onto your left shoulder and then press away for 3. Shoulder taps. Try not to slam your body down. 2. And here's 1. All right, we're gonna bring our chest down, unwind, belly down, and then take that locust back extension flight. Breath. Slide your elbows under your shoulders, Sphinx, and let's repeat that. Left arm lateral of the shoulder, right hand slides by your side, by your right chest. You're gonna hamstring curl your right knee, maybe lift it, and then spinal twist. It's a scorpion twist with that right foot reaching back for the toes. Hopefully you don't get a hamstring cramp. Breathe, a little pressure on the right side, let your head fall heavy. Big breath. Slide your right foot to meet up with your left, stack, and now push into your right hand. Lift your body, thread the left arm through the open space, bend your knees, and rotate upward. Right hand reaches to the side as you take that spinal twist. Chest up, shoulders pressing down into the mat. And a couple of rounds of breath here, letting gravity help your assist your stretch as your top leg gets heavy. Let's go back. Right arm reaches back. Press into the right hand. Lift using your tricep and shoulder, and then take that left arm back to the side. Reach your right toes back. Your left ear falls towards the mat. Scorpion twist. Gonna reach back. Maybe your toes and fingers even find each other. Maybe not. Drag your knees back to meet. Use your right arm to straighten your right elbow. Thread the left arm under and then open to your twist. Dropping into that right shoulder, shifting your gaze to right fingers. Big breath in and out. Beautiful job. Let's take those 3 tricep push-aways, push-ups. Right hand under the right elbow. You can wrap your left hand around your right shoulder. Lift and lower for 3. And 2. And 1. Good. We're going to roll onto our belly. This time I want you to try shoelace pose. So your left arm's under and then your right arm's under. So you're crossing your arms, walking your hands away, palms up. Let your chin fall in front of your elbows and your head gets heavy. Big breath into the back. Then let's try to switch arms in locust. We're going to lift and then try to thread the other arm. You can walk onto your forearms and elbows to get that range and then melt in. Lift into your back. Let's slide our hands by our chest for upward facing dog or cobra. And send your hips back for child's pose. Toes meet, forehead to mat. Take a breath here. And then slide back up to tabletop. Meet me in tabletop. Taking a moment for wrists and toes. Counter stretch your wrists by bringing your palms upside down, and while you're there, you can tuck your toes under and rock back and forth. Always like to prep out hands, wrists, fingers, and toes before we bear weight on the hands. You can sit up on your toes, stretching the arches of the feet, and then circle out your wrists. Really whatever you want to do here. Circles, blinks are always a good way of warming up the forearms. Shakes. Good. Maybe some shoulder circles. And a big sweeping pat on the back. Crisscross those arms. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Any neck release. Head circles. Perfect. Meet me back in your tabletop. Throw my hair up if there's any other stretches you want to do. And in your tabletop, we're going to take our right leg out to the side. Lateral. Take a big cat back. Curl the chin around the spine. Puff out through the back of the heart. And then we'll rock back to your child's pose. Lift your right toes. Maybe gaze forward. Lengthen the spine. Rotate your toes and knee upward by engaging your quad and lengthening out the hamstrings. Again, cat back curl, rock back, gaze forward. Try to bring your belly to your thigh. One more time, cat back curl, round the spine, tuck the tailbone. Child's pose with the extended right leg, toes and knee up. Engage the quads. Now come back, we're gonna abduct the right leg, lift it out to the side. Now pull the right knee to the left elbow in a little twist. Your hips lean right. Abduct, right leg side. Twisting tuck, knee to elbow, lean. One more. Ooh, feel that outer hip, outer glute, fire hydrant. And then twisting tuck. Beautiful. Now tuck your left toes. Lift your hips, right knee to nose. Down dog tuck. Left knee lands, knees, chest, chin, right toes to sky. Bend and straighten the elbows. 2 more, a little drill work. Right knee to nose, down dog tuck. Left knee drops off, toes to sky, elbows to ribs. 1 more. Right knee nose, down dog tuck. Land on the left knee and knees, chest, chin, right toes to sky. Beautiful. Release that. This time, if you want to sit back on the top of your feet, counter stretch your wrists on your thighs or on the mat. Maybe some neck circles. Again, just anything you want to do here to loosen up. Swirling cat-cow circles. Shaking out hands, and we'll repeat that on this, all that drill work on the second side, and then we get to start our ladder. Meet me back in tabletop. Stretch your left leg out to the side. Cat back curl, round the spine, tuck your tailbone, push the mat forward, and then sit back, lift your left toes, gaze starts to reach to the front of the mat, engage your quad. Lengthen your hamstring, inner thigh again, rounding, cat back curl, table. Child's pose, leg extended, look forward. Try to pull that knee upward. One more time. Cat back, curl, round spine. And stretch back. Meet me back in your tabletop for abduction. Fire hydrant leg raise. Now twist left knee, right elbow. Lean your hips to the left. Look to the right, 2 more. Abduct, press into your fingers, push your shoulders down. It's quite challenging. Twist that knee tuck, lean away, use your obliques. Last one, hold, fire hydrant, squeeze, outer hip, outer glute, obliques, now twist. All right, tuck your right toes. Now, left knee to nose, hips up high, down dog tuck. Right knee gently drops off, left toes to sky, knees, chest, chin. Got on one leg. Down dog tuck, lift off your right knee, left knee to nose. Right knee drops off, knees, chest, chin. We have one more. Down dog tuck, squeeze your core, shoulders. Drop your knee and then your back body and your arms engage. Whew, all right, we did it. We're gonna meet in downward facing dog now. And the last little part of the drill work and the warm up, we're gonna practice jumping. So pedal out your down dog, sway your hips from side to side. Good, take some breaths here. Actually, there's 2 more drills. We're gonna take a down dog twist first. Right arm towards left toes or ankle grab, twist. Then you're gonna walk your right hand a little bit further forward and turn to the left. Bend your knees, rainbow those hips, side plank stretch. Kind of like you're squatting. Let's do that 2 more times. What the hell? What is that? Let's do that 2 more times. We're gonna take our right hand, tap our toes or grab your ankle, down dog twist. Right hand walks forward, swing your hips to the right, lift your left side, stack. One more time, down dog twist, walk back. You can shorten your range here, and then you can widen it out. Step your right hand forward, swing your knees to the left, hips to the right, open through that side body stack, and come on back. All right. Let's bounce our hips. We're gonna bend our knees, bring your belly to your thighs. You're gonna look back at your toes for a couple. You're gonna do the same thing, looking forward to your fingers. Bounce, bounce, and then you're gonna practice jumping. Bend your knees, bring your feet to your thumbs, jump forward. So arms swing forward to chair or arms swing up, Utkatasana. And then jump back, hands to the mat, jump or walk back. Just a small hop here. Let's try that again. Bounce, 2 times looking back. Look forward to your thumbs, 2 bend bounces, bend. And then try to jump forward, bend, jump, arms swing, butt back in your chair, hands down, jump back. Downward facing dog. All right, before we practice that again, let's take our left hand to our right toes or ankle grab, down dog twist. Walk your left hand slightly forward, spin your knees to the right, hips to the left, stack your shoulders. It's kind of like a squatting side plank. Walk your right hand back, twisting down dog. Left hand forward, open up to the right. Squatting side plank, rainbow, drop your head, heavy, let your elbow fall. You can even shake out your wrist. One more time, down dog twist. Left hand for the right leg, and then walk forward, open to the right. Bend your knees. Beautiful. All right, meet me in down dog. Let's practice the bounces. Let's try 2. Looking at your toes, bend your knees and straighten. Like you are gathering that momentum, look forward. Do it again, bend, bounce, bend, press into your fingers, and then we get to jump to your thumbs, lift to your chair, jump back to your down dog, bend looking back. Let's try one of each, okay? So we got the bounce looking back, bounce looking forward, and then we jump on this one, bend, pop, chair pose, and let's stand. Oh, all right, longer warm up today. Shake out those wrists. We can do anything we want, ankle circles, hip circles, maybe take a little sip of water if you'd like. And we are gonna start our ladder flow. Meet me in mountain pose, Tadasana, at the top of your mat. Spread your toes, spread your fingers, tuck your tailbone, lift through the crown of the head. Let's take a breath together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to back bend, press into your toes, lift your heart, squeeze your glutes, maybe drop your head. Chair pose, pull your palms to heart center. Walk your feet together, your knees touch. We're gonna take a twist. Your right arm is going to reach across, so nothing too deep. You don't have to get your elbow over. Just bring the back of your forearm to the outside of the left knee and then lift the left arm. So arms are open, shoulders are trying to stack. We take a breath here. When you get a good moment, we're gonna pop our right heel up and take a step back to twisting lunge. Lower onto your right knee, rock your hips back, little 90-90, twisting low lunge. And we're gonna try to send our hips back for a twisted half split. So only go as far as your hamstring and your balance allow. We'll try to pull our hips back and maybe straighten your front knee. A lot of wobbling. You might be able to reach your right fingers to the mat. Take one more breath. We get to spin over your right shoulder to goddess. So rock back to your left foot, bend your left knee, spiral around to the right, open into goddess facing the other side. Take a breath here, maybe little pulsing bounces. Tuck your tailbone, broaden your knees through your hips, and then bring your hands to the back of your head for some side dips. Bend to the right elbow, elbow to right knee, and then elbow left side. Spin or bend to your right, bend to your left. And we're gonna spin forward and come back to Tadasana. That is part 1 of the ladder. So we'll see this flow the most, and we'll start to pick up the pace. This time we'll stay a little slower. First time through on the second side, meet me in mountain pose. Deep breath in and out. Inhale to your back bend, gaze up, squeeze your glutes, press into your toes, palms to heart center, chair. Heel toe your feet close together, knees touch, left arm across. You can even grab the arm for some assist. Pull that back of the forearm to the outer thigh, reach your right arm up. Take some breaths here, using that outside of the arm for some leverage for the twist. Gazes up. When you get that good moment, pop your left heel, and then step back to twisting lunge. It's okay if you fall out. Take a breath here, and then drop onto your left knee. You can rock your hips back a little bit. Reset your twist. Try to straighten your front knee, rocking back. Maybe your left fingers find the mat. Half split. Step back on the front foot And then swing over your left shoulder, spin to the left, goddess. Whew, little pulses, knees and toes swinging outward, tucking your tailbone, and then bringing your hands behind your head for those side dipping bends to the back of your mat, left and right. Bend, drop, elbow towards thigh or knee, and then step forward to the top of the mat. And we reset into Tadasana. Pretty simple, that is flow one. Anything you want to do at the top of your mat, shaking wrists, shoulders, neck, maybe some bounces, getting everything moving on the inside, just kind of vibrating on the balls of the feet. And then let's do it again. So now we get to add part two on. Spread your toes, tuck your tailbone. Some of the flows are a little longer than others, and we'll just move slower on the first time, and then we'll pick up pace each time we repeat. Big breath in and out. All right, inhale to your back bend. Exhale, chair pose. Swing your knees and toes close. Right arm across, left arm up. Twisting chair. When you get that good moment, you can pop it back to twisting lunge. Lower onto the back knee. Try to straighten your front knee, hips back. You'll get a little more flexible with each one, hopefully. Maybe you even sit back on your right heel. Right now, come back to the lunge briefly, just to spin into your goddess. Side dipping bends to the back, to the front, dip to the back, dip to the front, and here's where we add on. You're gonna face the back of your mat, bend the front knee, lift your back heel, high crescent lunge, facing the back of your mat. We're gonna crescent, we're gonna cactus the elbows, lift the chest, little back bend, feel that back hip flexor and quad, and then diving into warrior three. Arms reach forward, leg back, and swing the arms back to flight. Find that stick here, making a T, engaging your quad, you're scissoring your inner thighs, and your whole posterior chain is on, belly to spine. Step back a couple of feet, toe heel down. This halfway lifted pyramid to pyramid. Bend your knees if you need to, and drop over your front thigh, which is your right leg. Let your head fall heavy. Your knees can be a little bent. They're mostly straight, and you're just kind of dangling or hanging down. Swing that left hip forward, right hip back. Big breath here in pyramid. From pyramid, we're gonna just make that left turn again into a wide leg fold. Not super wide, but maybe a little wider than shoulder width apart. And allow your head to fall heavy here. Shake it out. You could grab your opposite elbow and kind of dangle. Big breath in and out. See if you can create a little more release through the hamstrings. You can bend and straighten your knees. You can try to pull your heels towards the front and back of your mat. All right, from here, halfway lift, inhale. And then turn to the top of your mat. Heel toe your left foot a little wide and jump your right foot back. Here is a lizard lunge. You can lower your back knee and explore some movement of rocking side to side. We're gonna try some lizard push-ups. Walk your hands forward and see if you can drop your elbows towards the mat in a push-up, or elbows land, and then we straighten and squeeze into the triceps, kind of like we did in Cobra at the beginning. Drop and lift. Drop and lift. Can you make your way onto your forearms? If yes, go ahead and get there. If not, that's okay too. From here, we're stepping back to plank. So either from the forearms or from the hands, tuck your toes, lift your knee, drag your left foot back. Find either high plank and then drop to your forearms, or forearm plank from lizard. Take a breath here, firing into your shoulders and core. This should be feeling pretty challenging right here. Squeeze. Drop your hips, Sphinx. We're gonna take a locust, swing your arms back to flight. Back body squeezing up. And then take your upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Shake out your head, pedal out, connect to the breath. And we get to practice those jumps again. So this time we're just gonna do one of each. The gaze is to the toes, bend and bounce. Now the gaze is to the fingers, bend and bounce. And then we get to jump, bend and hips up, feet forward. Light landing if you can, chair pose. Beautiful job. Let's lift all the way up to mountain Tadasana. Give everything a nice little shake up. Maybe a sip of water if you need it. Lose a layer if you're getting warm. All right, so we're gonna add that on the second side. And then when we add on the third time, we aren't gonna do that extra forearm plank. We're gonna add right on from the lizard lunge. All right, meet me back in Tadasana. Tuck your tailbone, spread your toes, spread your fingers, anchor to the earth. Let's back bend. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale to your chair. Heel toe your knees and feet together. Left arm across, right arm lifts. Twisting chair, pull the belly in. Get that moment to step back to twisting lunge. Lower onto the back knee and shift back to twisted half split, wherever you want to take that. Step back on the right foot, spin left, goddess. Hands behind head, we'll dip to the back of the mat, towards the front. Elbow to thigh or knee, side bend, side bend. To the back of your mat, turn left, high heel and back, crescent lunge. Taking that gentle back bend, cactus the elbows, lift the heart, squeeze your shoulders back. Feel that back quad and hip flexor, and then we get to charge into warrior three. Arms reach forward to start, balance. Swing your arms back to flight. Really feel like you're making a T position here. Foot back, crown of the head forward, core on. Scissor the inner thighs by dropping the right hip, and then step back 2 feet, toes, heels at the 45, squeeze into your belly, melt into your pyramid. Head falls heavy. Shake it out. Sweet, swing a little, sway a little, cat-cow, whatever feels good for you. Again, trying to square out the hips, so right hip forward, left hip back. Lengthening out through the spine, and mostly feeling this left hamstring get a huge stretch. Moving into wide leg fold, you're gonna gaze forward, make a right spin, bring those left toes for the ride, and drop down the center. So not super wide since you're coming from pyramid, maybe just 2 feet from your toes. And you can do whatever feels good. Some swaying, some reaching through. Shake out that head. Inhale, halfway lift. Moving to lizard lunge, we're gonna make that right turn back to the top of the mat. Walk or heel toe your right foot to the right edge, and then walk your left foot or hop it back. Lower onto the left knee, explore your lizard lunge. Bringing in that flexibility into the hips, quad. Good, let's do those tricep push-ups. Walk your hands in front of your shoulders and try to dip your elbows towards the mat, gaze forward. You're trying to land on the elbows, but maybe that's too deep for you, and you can just bend and straighten. Squeeze the back of the arms as you lift, and then try to lower in. You can drop your head and look back, shake it out. If you couldn't make it to the forearms, go ahead and meet me in plank first. Tuck your toes, lift your knee, either sliding the right foot back to forearm plank or high plank. If you're in high plank, go ahead and elevator down or commando down to the forearms and hold it here for 3. Engage shoulders, quads, core, 2 and 1. Drop into your hips. Sphinx. Swing your arms back, legs up, locust. Upward facing dog, inhale, shoulders down, heart through, back bend, downward facing dog. Pedal, breathe, connect, and then those 3 bounces. Looking at your toes, bend, Looking at your fingers, bend. Getting ready to jump, bend, and hop forward. Chair pose. And we rise. You can swing those arms out. All right, that is halfway through our ladder. Sip of water if you need it. All right, we are adding some pretty intense shapes from our lizard lunge. If you need to modify by bending the knees in your fire hydrant to side plank, bend the knees, maybe don't keep the yogi toe lock that I cue. Make it your own. It's okay to modify or change things up to work for you. All right, so let's flow through this first half a little bit quicker. Not really lingering in the shapes, but kind of flowing through it like a dance. Find me in mountain pose. Connect to the breath. Inhale to back bend. Exhale, hands to heart, sit in your chair. Heel toes close. Take your twist, drop off your right arm, lift your left arm. Twisting chair, step back to lunge. Lower onto the back knee, and then try to straighten your front knee. Maybe your right fingers find your mat. Twisted half split. Make a right turn, goddess. Hands behind your head, dip right to left, back to front. Now turning to the back of your mat, crescent lunge, cactus back bend. Exhale, charging warrior three. Swim your arms back to flight. Step back to pyramid, halfway lift to dropping in, fold. Make a left spin, bring your right toes for the right, wide leg fold. Halfway lift, inhale, spin to the top of your mat. Heel toe your left foot, hop your right foot back and find your lizard. In your lizard lunge, we're gonna take a yogi toe lock with your left peace fingers. Your left thumb closes the lock. And you're gonna step forward and do the same thing on the right side. Hop it in, grab a hold of your right toes. Here is your fire hydrant. Lean your hips to the left, your left foot bears the weight, and your right leg lifts just wherever you can. You might fall out of it. Fight, fight, squeeze, lift, lift, lift. Now let your right foot step back to the lunge, your right hand under your shoulder for side plank. You still have the bind, and we can keep a bent knee if your hamstrings are tight, or you could try to straighten it out to that star bound side plank. Whew, pretty tough. Let go of the foot, find a little wild thing, hips and heart up. You can frame your skull for a little bit of neck support. Puff up through the chest, squeeze the back. All right, plank tuck, spin belly down, left knee to nose. Push your mat forward, hug your heel in, and pigeon. Whew, all right. Take a moment here. We can try any shapes in your pigeon if you're working on something like a mermaid bind, or maybe you just want to take some moments in a sleeping pigeon with your forehead down, finding a restorative shape here after that intense flow. And then we are gonna go back to our drill just for fun as a transition to get back to the top before we add the other side. Take a breath here. Again, you're either kind of resting in your pigeon, or maybe you're making some kind of more active or flexy, bendy shape. All right, from here back to your forearm plank. Bring your elbows under your shoulders, tuck your right toes, lift off your knee, and meet me in that forearm plank. Options to rock forward and back, saw, or rainbow hips, or you could just be stable there, stationary, isometric hold. Lower those hips, find Sphinx. Squeeze your back, lift to locust, and then move through up dog, down dog. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Let's do those jumps. Bend your knees looking back. Bend your knees looking forward. Press into the fingers. Then bend your knees, add your hop. Maybe you try to get a little floatier with each one. Meet me in chair. And we rise. All right, everything gets a nice little shake out. We get to rest at the top of the mat. You get to drink water if you need it. And then let's do that second side. Ladder flow, 1 through 3. All right, so I know that holding your yogi toe lock for the fire hydrant and the side plank is quite challenging. Make it your own if you need to not do the bind when you're holding on for that side plank. All right, meet me in Tadasana. Take a breath. Let it go. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale to your chair. Feet, knees together. Drop off your left arm, reach your right arm up. Twisting chair. Step back, twisting lunge. Drop onto the knee. Start to rock your hips back and then straighten your front knee. Twisting half split. Spin left, goddess. Open up both knees, hands behind head, dipping to the back of your mat, to the front. Side dip back, side dip front, spin to the back, high lunge to your back bend, crescent. Cactus elbows and take off for warrior 3. Swim back to flight. Ooh, squeeze, active. Step back for pyramid, halfway lift, and melt into your fold. Let your neck be long. Look back at your right foot, scissor, square the right hip forward, and then take that right spin to wide leg fold. Bring your left toes for the ride. If you want to make it wider, you can. You can heel toe your feet wider. Take a breath in your fold. Halfway lift, spin to the top of your mat and find your lizard. You can walk your right foot out and hop your left foot back. All right, from lizard lunge, yogi toe lock. Right peace fingers wrap, right thumb closes. You're taking your peace fingers and then you're wrapping your thumb over your fingers for the lock. Step your left foot in and do the same thing. Lean to the right and see if you can lift your left leg as high as you can in that fire hydrant shape. And then we'll swing the left foot back, left hand down, lunge. Take a right turn, lift your right leg. Any variation of side plank. I know this is a tough one. Doesn't have to be star, or it can be star without the grab. Good. Drop your right foot behind you. Support your head, lift your heart. Any variation of wild thing. Hips and heart up. Push that left shoulder down. Spin your belly down, plank tuck, knee to nose. And swing your right knee forward. Find your pigeon. Whew, some tough shapes there. In your pigeon, you get to explore. What do you want to do here? Do you want to work on some kind of mermaid bind? Do you want to rest? Maybe after those shapes, you just want to melt it forward into your sleeping pigeon for some restoration. Take some breaths, calm the heart rate. On our last time through the flow, we will add on when we get to our pigeon, and then we will not do this little drill work here, but from here, meet me down on the forearms. Tuck your left toes, lift your knee, step back to your forearm plank, and then you explore your forearm plank, moving any way, or maybe you walk forward, look back, and find a dolphin. If you are in a nice strong dolphin and you want to pop up to a pincha, if that's in your practice, you're welcome to hop upside down. Good time to explore, get playful. If you have a wall handy, you could use that. All right, meet me back in your forearm plank. Swing your hips through to Sphinx. Engage your back to take your flight, locust. Move through up dog and down dog. And then practice those jumps. If you want to try to hop into a handstand, you're welcome to try as well. Just giving some tough options. No need to take them. Bounce looking back. Bounce looking forward. Prepare to jump. And meet me in forward fold. Chair pose. And we rise. Whew, all right. Good time for a break. Circle out those wrists if you went upside down. Shoulders if you did pincha. And take some time for a little break. You can always hit pause if you need more time. Drink water if you need it. Here's the whole thing with our final add-on. Then look out for just the flow where you can just take part 1 through 4 and play with that. No breaks, no adding on. Hopefully you'll do this class first. I think some people do just the flow, which is fun too, if you're good at following along and you don't get lost easy. All right, give everything a nice little shake out. Are we ready? This is the one where we're gonna add on from pigeon. And you do have some pretty challenging shape options. Don't feel like you have to do them. We're gonna try a bird of paradise, a compass, a seated elephant trunk to 8 angle, unless you want to fly those. Meet me in your mountain. Move your neck around, your shoulders, maybe some little hula hoop hips, and maybe some vibration work. Hitting everything moving, bouncing on the balls of the feet, even making some audible sounds, and then finding that stillness. Connecting to the breath. Here we go with the flow. Inhale to your back bend, squeeze your glutes, press into your toes, drop in. Hands to heart center, chair pose, walk your feet together. Swing your arms to the right, lift your left arm, twisting chair. Step back, twisting lunge. Lower the back knee, rock the hips back, half split. Make a right turn, goddess. Side bend, right, left, right, left. Spin to your right to the back of your mat, high lunge, crescent, cactus back bend, charging warrior 3, swing your arms to flight, step back, pyramid, half lift to fold, take a left turn, bring your right foot, wide leg fold, halfway lift, spin to the front of your mat, lizard lunge. Bind your left peace fingers around your left toe, and then same thing on your right foot as you walk in. Take your lean to the left, lift your right leg, fire hydrant, swing your right foot back, right hand down, turn left, side plank, step back, wild thing. Spin to plank tuck, left knee to nose. Pull your left knee forward, pigeon. All right, last part of the flow. Sit to the left, right foot swings forward. Make your way into warrior 1 with your hands or without. Right foot down, left foot back. Try to swing your left hip forward by widening your feet apart. We are gonna take proud to humble warrior. Take a bind behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades. We need open shoulders for the next shapes. Back bend. Fold, humble warrior, drop to the right knee or inside the knee, head falls heavy. Arms squeeze up, shoulder blades actively squeezing towards each other. Take a breath. Try to scissor your left hip forward. All right, here's some options. Release your hands, swing your right arm under, palm up, wraps around the right hip. Left arm back, maybe your hands find each other. We're gonna take a big step forward. Drag the left foot forward. You can come onto your Barbie right toes and stay here. You can find flamingo, stay halfway, or you can try to lift all the way up, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Now you can keep your right knee bent, or final piece, straighten the right knee, bird of paradise. On your way down, go slow, dropping off your right knee. When you get low, release your hands and drop off your knee. Right knee, left knee, find camel. Press into the small of your back, your rib cage, or tuck your toes and reach for your heels. All right, from your camel, bring yourself into a kneeling position. Draw your knees towards one another. Lolasana prep. Hands outside knees, bend your elbows like chaturanga. Now push your mat and shoulders down, lift your hips. You can keep your feet on the ground, but you're going to press your weight into your hands. Look at your toes. You don't want a lot of weight there. Push, 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 and release. Swing your feet to the right, sit, and lift your right leg. All right, you can hold it right here in a hamstring stretch, or feel free to find compass, left pinky finger across towards the right pinky toe. Hook your elbow under your right knee, put your backpack strap on, and you could stay right here with a bent knee, or you could try to straighten that right knee and find your compass. And then here, I'm gonna show you seated arm balances. Keep your backpack strap on. Keep your grip, left hand on right foot, but bring your right hand close to your right hip. And then squeeze your inner thigh so you can let go of the foot. This is seated elephant trunk, just working on the positioning here. Seated elephant trunk to seated 8 angle. Swing your left leg up, cross your left ankle over your right ankle. We're gonna walk our hands a little bit forward and swing your legs to the right, and then bring your chest down. Chaturanga elbows. You can pop your hip back a little bit. Here's your seated 8 angle. Then we get to just unwind and find boat pose. All right, take a moment to rest. If you want to do some ab work, just some boat exercises or boat holds, feel free. If you can do elephant trunk to 8 angle, maybe even adding on flying split, chin stand, the whole thing, you can feel free to explore or even hit pause and work on that transition. Or again, you can just skip it or try again in the seated variations. I'm only gonna put those two together, giving you the option to fly. You wear your right leg up like a backpack strap. You pull your hand close behind you so you can hug the leg on. Lean forward, lift your hips, 8 angle lifted, only if you're going there. Cross your left ankle over your right, swing your hips back, legs to the side, 8 angle lifted, and then you can release to your boat. All right, that is our flow. We're gonna do that one final time on the left side. Shake out those wrists, make your way through any sun salutation, half flow series you'd like, from rocking into chaturanga, rocking into a handstand, or just meeting me at the top of the mat by standing up. Lots of ways to get there. Pick yours. Or you jump back through that chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Any way you got there, meet me in your halfway fold, meet me in your chair pose, and then lift to your mountain Tadasana. All right, gang, we are gonna shake it out. Take some cleansing breaths, release through the neck, vibrate your body, drink some water. Are you ready for the last time through the whole sequence? You've seen it all before now. So again, we'll be picking up the pace through the first 3 rounds, 3 mini flows, adding on that final variation. And you'll join me for just the flow, hopefully coming soon, to do it all without breaks. All right, circle out those wrists. Release into the neck. Anything you want to do here, give yourself some nice swinging pats on the back or maybe some little gentle releasing twists. And then you'll meet me in your mountain. Take a breath. Let it go. Inhale to back bend. Squeeze your glutes and hips forward. Chair pose, sit. Walk your feet together, swing your arms to the right, drop off your left arm, lift your right arm, twisting chair to twisting lunge. Step back, left foot. Drop your left knee, rock your hips back, straighten your front knee, twisted half split. Make a left turn to goddess, open up. Bending to the back of your mat, left to right, 4 times. Spinning to the back of your mat, high crescent lunge to your cactus back bend, to your warrior 3. Swing arms back to flight. Step back 2 inches or 2 feet, lengthen the spine and fold, pyramid, head falls heavy. Make a right turn to wide leg fold, bringing your left toes. Halfway lift, spin to the top of your mat. Make your way into lizard by jumping the left foot back, heart and gaze forward. Now your peace fingers, wrap your right toes, walk in, wrap your left toes. Take your left leg out to fire hydrant. Left leg swings back, left hand under shoulder. Swing your right leg up to your star side plank. Let go of that foot. Step backwards, wild thing. Take the belly towards the mat, plank tuck, knee to nose. Pigeon, swing the right knee forward. Breath. All right, here we go. Sit off to the right, left foot steps around. Make your way into warrior 1. You might need your hands to get you up. Swing the right hip forward and arms behind the back. Bind your hands, squeeze your shoulder blades, puff the heart up, back bend, proud warrior. Humble warrior, drop forward. Head falls heavy, look back at your right foot, swing your right hip forward, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your arms. Maybe you swing your left shoulder inside your knee if you have that space. And then we'll release our hands. Left arm underneath. You're gonna wedge your left elbow under, swing your hand palm up around your left hip, right arm tries to find the hand. It's okay if it's not there, modify anything you need to. If you have that grip and you want to take that big step forward, either way, you can step forward and then shift. Maybe you just stay completely down, or just practice lifting your toes a couple inches, or you start to stack all the way up. Last part would be to try to straighten your left knee very hard. On the way down, we're going into a kneeling for camel. Slowly come down when your toes are hovering, release the bind, come onto left knee, right knee, find any variation of Ustrasana, camel. Breathe. And maybe a little child's pose to counter. From your child's pose, you're going to slide your hands outside the knees so we can do a Lolasana prep. If you have Lolasana, you're welcome to do it. I think it's probably the hardest pose in yoga. Again, push down, lift your hips up, weight into your hands, and release. All right, swing your hips to the right, your toes to the left, and your left foot comes out. You can just work on stretching here, or you can work on any variation of compass. Left elbow is going to hook under the left knee, right hand can grab the outside of the left foot. Oh my gosh, so confusing. Right pinky finger, left pinky toe. Hook your leg on like a backpack strap. You can hold it here with a bent left knee. Otherwise, you'll need very open shoulders and open hamstrings to try to straighten that leg. Feeling that right side body. There's your compass or variation. Now, we're gonna swing your right foot out and keep that backpack strap on. Maybe even readjust it. Walk your left hand as close to your hips as you can so it's easier to hug that leg on. Right hand by right hip. Here's your seated elephant trunk. Right leg is gonna lift and try to cross your right ankle over your left. Widen your hands, like maybe 2 90-degree elbows. As you swing your chest down, hop your hips back, and you can let it all go to the mat, or you can keep your legs up, your chaturanga elbows, still very challenging, and then meet me in boat. All right, okay, remember, you can do anything you want here. You can rest, you could do some core drills, or you could try that flow again on the mat or in true arm balances, all right? So again, you add on whatever level you're at. We can try full elephant trunk by leaning forward, pushing your shoulders down, lifting your hips. Then your right ankle crosses your left. You pull your elbows back, your chest forward, maybe straighten your knees. And then either continue to flow or meet me in boat. That is our class today. I'm gonna pull you into a forward fold, feet towards the top of your mat. Bend your knees if you need to. Big breath. Stack up through your spine. Lean back 45, lift those legs up again to boat. High boat. Low boat. Squeeze. Your sacrum lands. You still hold into your core. Pull your knees to your chest. Touch your toes. Knees to nose. Let go of your toes. And then find happy baby. Back of your head down. Knees towards your shoulders. Adjust if you need to. And then I encourage you to continue to play if you have the time. You can go into any bridge, plow, shoulder stand, inversion work, anything you want to do here, maybe wheel, or we can end in some spinal twists like we started, massaging into the back. Please feel free to hit pause and continue to explore. Or if you'd like to end class here with me, find a comfortable shape for your pose of rest. Maybe you start with bent knees, knocking your knees in, feet wide to release the back. Maybe you come into true corpse pose, arms and legs out 45 degrees. Make sure you're on the very back of your skull. It almost feels like you're lifting your chin. Allow your lips to part, your shoulders to melt, your hips to melt. Everything gets heavy as the earth supports you. We want to honor our bodies with stillness after all that hard work so we can reap the benefits of our practice. Never any judgment on what we could or couldn't do. If you made it this far, you absolutely did it. Be proud of yourself. And then stay as long as you can or you have time for. Give it your Shavasana at least 2 to 5 minutes. And I'm going to leave you here. I want to thank you for practicing with me. Please drop a heart in the comments so I can thank you personally. Look for just the flow, a like, a share, a comment. All those things go a long way to help my channel, and maybe even consider being a paid member, $3 a month. You'll get these classes first. Thank you so much. Namaste. Light in me honors the light in you. See you next time.